Well, it falls over the weekend this year, but don't forget about Veterans Day, when we pause to honor those who are serving or who have served in the U.S. military. And here to tell us about one of the biggest Veterans Day events are Doug Foote and Gary Randel, both themselves veterans of the armed forces.
Yes,
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here with us this morning. And I truly am always touched by Veterans Day. I love it. It's a special time, and hopefully all of you at home are as well. It really is a special day. And I wanted to start off first, before we get to the event this weekend, just to ask you about your service, since both of you have served in the military. Doug, let's start with you.
Yeah, I was retired out of the Idaho Air Guard, but I had 2.5 years active duty service out at the Guard. And I'm still serving today. I'm commander of the American Legion Post in Middleton, and I'm on this committee. I'm also president of the Ada County United Veterans Council. So I'm still serving and helping veterans every day of the week. Even though I've been out of the military for over 16 years, I still keep helping the guys.
Good for you. Thank you for your service. And Gary, you?
Yes, I retired from the Marine Corps in 2000. I served 40 years in the Marine Corps. 10 years as an enlisted Marine and 30 years as a commissioned officer.
And thank you for your service as well. Any sort of rivalry between you two friends from the branches, or no?
Never.
Is that more of a stereotype that people talk about, or is it more of a good-natured sort of thing? Or
I would say more good-natured and so forth, but my son was a Marine, and I'm proud of that. And so I've got a great respect for the Marines, even though I was Air Force. We just fly in and they walk in. Anyway.
There you go. And I know sometimes it comes out on the football field too, with Air Force, Army, and Navy, of course, always going for the Commander-in-Chief trophy there. But let's get to the weekend event, of course, the Veterans Day Parade in downtown Boise. First of all, give us some of the event details. Where are people going to go so that they can see the parade and honor troops?
Well, Gary, go ahead.
Gary.
Okay. The parade begins at 10th and Jefferson Street, proceeds east on Jefferson to 4th Street, and then turns right or south for 1 block, and then west on Bannock Street back into our assembly and disassembly area.
So any of those streets, people can catch the parade starting at 10 o'clock?
Yes, the parade begins at 10 o'clock, that's correct.
Tomorrow morning.
So Jefferson Street and Bannock Street in downtown Boise.
And of course, beautiful sight, and there's also, of course, a 4th of July parade that goes on in downtown Boise, which I also love, also very patriotic themed. Tell me a little bit, Doug, who's involved this year with the parade? What types of groups are going to be in it?
We've got all the different military organizations are there. We have various veterans groups coming in, not only the American Legion, but VFW and everybody. I mean, the gamut is just huge. We also have other organizations that support veterans and want to be in the parade. As an example, Miss Idaho this year is riding a Marine Corps tank. And we have antique cars, we got Corvettes, we've got motorcycle groups. In fact, this year we've got over 2,000 people in the parade.
Wow, 2,000 people, and hopefully even more than that watching. We would hope so. Lining the streets of downtown Boise. And Gary, I wanted to ask you, in what other ways should we as people, whether veterans or not, can we honor those who are serving and who have served? Just from your experience, both being veterans, aside from, going out to the parade and everything, what ways do you think?
Well, in this day and age, veterans are pretty well supported and honored and recognized throughout the country. The obvious comparison is with the Vietnam era, which I served in the Vietnam War, and remember the years after that when the armed forces were in low esteem. That's no longer the case. The way that I think folks can help veterans the most is to find jobs for the young guys and women who are just leaving the armed forces, single-term enlisted people.
And there's a lot of stuff in place, a lot of organizations that are doing that, and as people continue to look out for them, and one of the things I always say is, don't forget to thank the troops, thank the veterans, and thank you to both of you, not only for being here this morning, but again, for your service in the armed forces. We certainly appreciate it and are indebted to you. So we appreciate you being here this morning, and hopefully lots of you people at home will be there at the parade tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.